Greetings, animation lovers. Welcome back to the Gamers Den, the show where you, the viewer, come to me, the host, for all the video games, walkthroughs, playthroughs, and so on. You stay for the pop culture and knowledge they're in. This has been a topic that I've been wanting to talk about for a while now, and I figured the best place to do it is cartoons. Because it not only affects cartoons, but kind of everything, really. But cartoons especially. Copyright. I know, I know, bit of a weird topic to talk about on this channel, but recently some stuff has come to light, and I figured I'd tackle it a little bit. So, copyright. This is a hard thing to do sometimes. Certain characters or licenses, they're owned by specific people, right? Which means, unfortunately, not everybody's going to be able to play with the same toys. And that's kind of what I want to talk about today. Because a big movie's about to come out in the next couple of years or so. The Funko Pop movie. I don't know how this is going to work out. Because, yeah, you've got licenses like the Care Bears, Pillsbury Doughboy, and My Little Pony. But you're also throwing in rivals, such as Disney and Warner Brothers. More specifically, confirmed characters for this movie are Darth Vader and Deadpool, which both are technically owned by Disney now, with Deadpool now, and the other is Wonder Woman. This is going to be a bit of a nightmare, just like it was back during the days of Who Framed Roger Rabbit. See, there's 5 studios, the 5 major studios at the time. But the 2 biggest ones were Warner Brothers with the Looney Tunes and Disney with their Mickey Mouse and Friends characters. Warner Brothers was not going to join unless these 2 had the exact same amount of screen time. That's why you always saw Donald and Daffy in the same place, Mickey and Bugs in the same place. Why you saw characters like Goofy, but later on you would see another Warner Brothers character with the same amount of screen time. Even at the end, Porky Pig closed it out, but Tinkerbell was the one that fully closed out the movie. And she hadn't even been debuted by that point yet. So, with copyright, it's super hard. Lord only knows, I would love to see Scooby-Doo rub shoulders with some like Hades from Hercules, or the Incredibles kind of meet up with the Marvel and DC superheroes and kind of match wits with them. But those 2 of those are owned by Warner Brothers. The others currently owned by Disney. It's not going to be simple as that. It's why we'll never probably get the Marvel versus DC, the Justice League versus the Avengers storyline, ever. Or the Amalgamation comics. Because that's a lot of red tape. That's a lot of discussion. And I've seen that before with other stuff too. It's why you're always having an issue with music licenses. This is the hardest one to get a hold of, especially for these streaming service platforms. That's why certain segments of the Muppet Show are not there. Why 2 episodes aren't there from season 5. It's super tricky and everything. Honestly, if I had it my way, these characters would be able to mingle with each other. And we kind of get that with the fans, you know, having these Comic-Cons or fan fictions of these characters that normally would never meet up because they were owned by different studios. Like, what was a crossover I seen recently on there? I think, I don't remember. I know I saw something, but It's why certain characters can't be used too, because they're portrayed by specific actors. And that's an even trickier one. See, music licenses are hard. Beginning a character's likeness, like Johnny Depp, as an example. Sometimes he might not like a role that he played, which means he might not sign off on this toy or his likeness being filmed in a show. Which, if they use it anyway, could result in a lawsuit. Which nobody wants. No one wants to deal with. That's why there was a big dispute with Bugs Life and ants. They were very, very similar. And so on and so forth. That's why it took forever to get the X-Men, Spider-Man, and Fantastic Four into the MCU. They were owned by other studios. That's why it was so weird to see Mario and Rabbids. This is Nintendo and Ubisoft. Sometimes the stars just align, and we get to see these characters join forces. It's why I'm really excited for the new Scooby-Doo and Courage movie. We haven't seen these two team up in years, and that's kind of been lost to time for the most part. But hopefully, we'll be able to see more of that. And certain characters, they get bounced around all over the place. Lord only knows that's a bit of a problem. But copyright is a good thing in some areas too. If a creator creates these characters, and they should own the rights to that character. That's why I think Scott Cawthon was smart when he didn't like what Warner Brothers was doing. I think Warner Brothers was an idiot to try and rework that into. Believe me, it's not confirmed or denied with this, but yeah, that Banana Splits movie, that's obvious. It was supposed to be a FNAF movie that was supposed to come out. Well, now Blumhouse has it, and I think they'll do a little bit better job anyway. But copyright is not easy to deal with. And Disney and Nintendo are notorious for this. They protect their animated characters. But sometimes they go into monopolizing it to the point where they're trying to make Mickey Mouse permanent. And by extension, every other copyright. And it's a monopoly. And we got laws against those. So, yeah. In 3 to 5 years' time, Mickey Mouse will become public domain. Which means, yeah, Disney will be able to still produce their iconic version of Mickey Mouse. But now everybody else will be able to use it without Disney slamming them hard. And I think, don't get me wrong, I don't think, that these studios should be able to use them. But at the same time, I want to be able to use a clip of Mickey Mouse, Steamboat Willie's iconic whistle, and later on down the line, without getting slammed with a cease and desist, and an instant 2 strikes to take it, and the threat of a third if I don't take out the video and rework it. That's not fair to y'all. That's not fair to us. But Disney and Nintendo are notorious for this. If it has Mario on it, or has the mouse at all, they're gonna come down hard if they can. It's not for educational purposes, and not for parody's sake. They're gonna sue you. They're gonna give you a cease and desist. And I don't think that's fair. I don't. Take a little knock on the chin every now and again, guys. Just saying. This can also result in figures. Two notable examples: the first and second of the Marvel pop lines, Thor and Loki, as well as the Heath Ledger pop from the DC line, the pop heroes line. These technically don't exist, and yet, if you're lucky, you might be able to find a few of them every now and again. But there's a reason for that. They didn't have the Marvel license at the time. Or at least not for the first Thor. They didn't have that until a little bit later. But Heath Ledger, he had died by that point. And unfortunately, his estate, basically the people in his family, didn't want him to do. They didn't want that for him anymore. And that's their right. That's their right. But I guess Funko made a few of them anyway, so there's a few of them floating around. They'll cost you a pretty penny. All three of these, I think, are about $100 or plus a piece. So yeah, don't expect those to pop up on the channel anytime soon. Yeah, Leo. The Heath Ledger Joker, the Thor and Loki from the first Thor movie pops. Each of those alone will cost you about $100 plus. So don't expect those to pop up on the channel. But it's because they're so limited. They weren't supposed. Technically, they don't exist. Technically speaking, they don't exist. But yeah, I got Leo here with me. He's playing. What is it called?
Power Wash Simulator.
Power Wash Simulator. Apparently it's a common game, but it's got
It's newer.
It's got me theorizing a little bit. So I might try to work you on that. I might try to work on that at some point. Don't expect anytime soon, because I'm still trying to work in that crash. How fast is crash spinning?
He's trying to theorize. I'm just over here enjoying the cleaning.
Yeah. Probably the only time he's enjoyed cleaning in his life. Says the guy who leaves a can every now and again, or a piece of trash that I gotta clean up after he leaves.
Every now and then is not every time.
I mean, you do leave something for me to clean up. I actually go in there to make sure you clean up after yourself after you leave. So that way I'm not leaving something behind. I know that's mean, guys. I know that sounds mean, but I'm a very clean person.
Hey, freak. I'm kidding.
I can already tell you right now, once we move out, I'm going to be the one to make sure there's no roaches. Last thing I need is a roach. Now where was I? Yeah, I remember that. But copyright claim can be really hard. If you start your YouTube channel, be careful. Okay? If you can get your consent from the creators, groovy. But
you can't put the warning.
Right, put the warning. And even then, they might still spam you. Disney and Nintendo don't care. They really don't. Even when you go through every necessary channel, we just had a bunch of those recently.
A bunch of them? I thought it was just the one on the Disney Music.
No, not from us. Nintendo smacked a bunch of people last year. Like that one tournament I told you about. That was bad. Nintendo went on a warpath last year. And they're still kind of going on that warpath today.
I honestly don't know why they're going on about these copyrights. I mean, they're getting free publicity.
But at the same time, they're not making money. And on top of that, they really, most of the studios don't like these emulators. But they're the ones that are releasing their old games in new capacity.
Consoles that people can play.
Right. I mean, the Nintendo Switch Online has NES and SNES stuff. But if you go back all the way to the 3DS and Wii, even the Wii U had GameCube stuff. But they hold the copyright to these games. But at the same time, these people aren't making any profit off of these. No profit from these Smash tournaments. No profit from these games. They just want to release them to people so that way they can play them. Because not everybody's going to have an N64. And good luck trying to find a Wii. Or
Oh, if that's the case, I'm surprised my Ocarina of Time videos never got hit. Or the Majora's Mask.
Yeah, we got lucky. We got lucky with those.
I mean, those games are probably old enough that they don't really care about them anymore.
I've seen people get smacked on the head for doing Super Mario Brothers. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah, but Zelda's not exactly the most popular category anymore. I mean, it's got its. Are
you stupid or something?
It's got its fan base, but it's not.
Mario and Link are Nintendo's bread and butter. Pokemon is second fiddle to them.
Yet they keep putting out way more Mario games than they do the Zelda games.
That's what you think. They're releasing like 2 Legend of Zelda games this year. They took away all our Mario shit last year.
Yeah, Mario's overrated.
He kind of is, but I do like the Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. We're getting a sequel to that. That was good. See, guys, I may not like Super Mario Brothers Odyssey, the Mario Brothers Odyssey, but I do like Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. That is a lot of fun. I'm having a lot of fun playing it. Kind of having a little issues right now, but a little bit of strategy. That's beside the point. Getting off track. Copyright is not easy to get around. It's not, and it can be pretty hemorrhaging. That's why I'm always trying to keep an eye on everything. But that being said, we will continue to push out new content, regardless of the copyright, because y'all are worth it. Y'all are worth it. And don't worry, guys, we're not going to go so far as to get strikes if we can help it.
If that's the case, I'm a little surprised you haven't been hit on your Super Smash Bros. World of Warcraft.
I'm kind of a little surprised too. I'm not knocking it. Good God, I'm not knocking it.
Knock it.
I mean,
turn around and go, oh, he wants to be hit.
Yeah, and it's your fault if you're the one that jinxed that shit. 10-1, Leo's gonna be the one that gets us completely taken down.
Oh sure, blame me for everything.
With your big mouth, I can.
Yeah.
But copyright can be on the other end as well. See, we the fans might not be able to use it, but studios, they have it, but they don't use it to their fullest extent. And that kind of bothers me a little bit. DC, especially, Warner Bros. With their DC license. You have all these awesome characters, but you relegate most of them and most of these plot lines to your video games and your direct-to-video movies, which are excellent, by the way. They really hold up. They don't look like the direct-to-video or half-assed licensed games. But you look at the movies nowadays. What do you see? Flashpoint Paradox, Aquaman 2, which is probably not going to be very good, guys. I'm already going to... Shazam 2, I don't know. Suicide Squad movie, which came out yesterday. Haven't watched it yet. I'm getting around to it. The new Batman movie, and Black Adam. 6 movies. But you notice something here? If you look at their lineups, the only ones that have brand new original characters so far that have never debuted before are Black Adam. He's never appeared in live action, ever. As far as the movies go, I don't know about the shows. And James Gunn's The Suicide Squad, only 4 of them have ever appeared in live action form on the silver screen, with 1 or 2 of them appearing outside of it with this Flash television series with King Shark. I think another one did too, but I don't remember. And that kind of bothers me. Because if you look at the new Batman film, regardless of what I think of the new Batman, I don't like the fact of the lineup. Don't get me wrong. I love Penguin. I love Riddler. I love Catwoman. But there's rumors it's going to be the Joker as well. And I'm just like, Warner Brothers, y'all do realize you got more than these five, right? Harley Quinn.
You want more of the Riddler?
No, that's the thing. I don't want more of the Riddler in live action. I want new villains from the Batman's lineup that I think could actually work. Clayface. Dude, he would look awesome if they do it right. He will be CGI'd quite a bit. The Mad Hatter. Yes, he is controversial as fuck. I'm not even going to deny that. The dude literally kidnaps blonde teenagers and dresses them up as Alice.
Weird.
I mean, I'm not even going to get into logistics of why that is controversial. But
that's just weird.
You've also got the Man-Bat, a mutated creature that comes from a doc who just wants to either be feared or, like the Batman, or just happens to find something for his deafness, depending on which story you're watching. Hell, they're making Polka Dot Man look cool. Now that's weird. I didn't think it was possible. But from what I'm reading, from what I'm seeing, they made Polka Dot Man not only look cool, but they reworked his entire backstory and power sets.
Cool.
I'm just like, so wait, you made Kite Man cool, well, semi-cool, with the Harley Quinn show. And now you're doing that again with Polka Dot Man. What about Condiment King? The only other one that I remember from the original Batman series that is just goofy. The dude literally had more puns about various condiments than Chuck the Evil Sandwich Making Guy from War Girl. God, that is a long ass name. Why did they come up with that name again for that show?
Couldn't tell you.
It's just a big ass name. But yeah, that's the thing though, guys. They've got all these awesome villains, and they've even reworked villains that weren't awesome into at least semi-decent villains. I'm just like, what are you doing? Use these villains to their fullest extent. Or they're going the exact opposite route, like shafting specific villains. Black Manta, 10 minutes in the movie. They mostly focus on Ocean Master. Black Manta is Aquaman's worst rival, not his own evil brother. Do you realize that? His own evil brother is not his biggest rival. It's a dude that literally dresses up with a gigantic helmet. Do you not see the problem there? And Cheetah, they reworked her backstory to the point where it's not good. I don't like it. I will take the weird costumed one that was the first one, the first Cheetah.
There's
Weird cap and all. I'm just.
There we go.
I know DC can make good films because of their animated films. Give me a second.
Uh-oh, here he goes.
These are very recent. These are very recent movies from DC's lineup. We have the earliest in the set, Batman and Harley Quinn. This bring in a character that I never even heard of. The Floronic Man, another plant-based villain. Soul the Dragon. They gave weird characters and set him in Japan. gave him something different to work with. And this is the most recent one. They are adapting The Long Halloween. You see the problem here? DC is shafting its own shit. This stuff, these movies, you're never going to believe this, considering the animation style is so good and so fluid. These were never released in theaters, ever. You see the problem? Their good movies are relegated to direct-to-video. Disney is another good one. Their animated movies are really good. Pixar, really good. But you notice what the trend they've been doing lately? Live action remakes. And the $30 subscription fee. One time use on every movie for early access. Whereas for HBO Max, Paramount Plus, Hulu, Netflix, Amazon, all of them. Well, actually, I think Amazon you got to pay a little bit, but you only got to pay $20 there. That's actually cheaper than going to the theater. I'm just like, no, Disney, you can't do that. You can't do that and expect to make money. Now, Warner Brothers is taking some of their older IPs and giving them more work. Hell, they rebranded a Cartoon Network Europe, the Cartoon Network Europe branch, into Hanna-Barbera Productions. They are reviving Hanna-Barbera. I haven't watched Yellowstone yet. I'm going to get around to it, guys. I got a lot on my plate. But, yeah. You look at Scooby-Doo. Scoob did relatively okay. I think if it got a theatrical run, it would have done a lot better. It's getting a sequel. We're getting another animated film in theaters as well. The same kind of style. The Super Pets. Okay, the Suicide Squad might have a bunch of characters that are obscure for the most part to the youth of today. But how many kids nowadays are going to know Crypto or Ace, the Bat Hound? Not too many, I wager. Hell, I don't even know how many people of my age, mine and Leo's age, are going to know those characters if they didn't watch Crypto the Super Dog back in the day. And studios get sold off all the time. It's another big thing for me is that Sony and Disney have to work together if we get Spider-Man content in the MCU. The Muppets, the Muppet content. You know why we don't get Muppets Tonight, or really the original Muppet Babies for that matter, or Bear in the Big Blue House? It's because they're owned by other parts, other companies. More specifically, Sony and the Jim Henson Company itself. See the problem here? They're owned by separate companies. The brand is split up. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't think Disney should own it all. But I think one studio should own that entire IP. One studio should own all of Marvel. That's an entire brand with a bunch of subsidiary brands. I think one studio should own the Muppet stuff. Yes, Sesame Street Workshop should be its own thing. And I think Fraggle Rock and some of the movies should be different. Different people, you know? But the Muppets as a brand, the Muppet Show and all that, Kermit, Fozzie, and everybody, that should be its own thing. It's a whole brand altogether. That includes the Muppet Babies and else. But that's just me. It's just me. I'm just a 20-something that lives in North Carolina. That, does YouTube and makes no money off of it. What the hell do I know? But copyright is a problem, but it does help too. I want to hear what you guys think. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, and please, guys, let me know what you think in the comments of copyright. What your opinion on it is. If this is okay, guys, don't take this too far, but I do want to know your complete thoughts. Try to keep the curse to a minimum. Lord only knows, but start a discussion. I do want to hear from y'all, good or bad. I'm not saying fight in the comments, but this is a discussion that needs to be had. I don't know how many people actually know what a copyright is, and it's a topic I think I've been kind of scared to even tackle, but I think it needs to be said. So with that being said, see you guys in the next video. And like I said, go down in the comment section down below. Just hit me with all the loaded stuff that you can get. But again, try to keep the cursing at least to a minimum. And the hate. Because I don't want this video taken down. We need to spread the word on copyright. Because it could take down you, take down me. And we need to stop this. Otherwise it's going to get out of hand. Nintendo and Disney are going to bury everybody. So, yeah, we need to start a discussion. We need to rally as fans of these brands. Sometimes copyright isn't good. But I hope to see you guys next time. Bye.